Okay, so I wanted to kind of go over a new transfer that I learned today. I was just kind of getting ready to take a shower, and in my head I was sitting there thinking, it was like, what? No way, you can actually transfer into that way? And the physics just popped into my head. And it's backhand, kind of makeshift butterfly. By wrapping your thumbs in the tangle, chain or whatever you happen to have, right? So it's just kind of pinch, and then, right, and you just kind of plop it up with your arms. It takes a little bit of effort to kind of flow it up. But the transfer system that I learned was actually that you take your two fingers that are outstretched, right? You're sitting here like this, they're outstretched. And you kind of move into your inside plane through the buzzsaw plane, right? You move it to the inside of your body. So if we were to take it and put it sideways, let's see if I can get it there. Needs to kind of be down a little bit. So we take it and wrap it around like that, yes? That way it's kind of to the inside. Okay, so what that actually does is once we wrap it, and we plop it up, right? It goes into a split-time butterfly. Or same-time butterfly. One of the two. I think it's same-time. Yeah, same-time butterfly. Yeah, here we go. Okay. And it's just that move right there. Right? It's just kind of a cool little new transfer to get into it. I knew this transfer before, where you're sitting here, you're doing a figure eight on the horizontal planes, yeah? And you just kind of bend the one next to your pinky, and you keep it below the other one, right? So I'm just doing one on top and one on bottom, yeah? And what we do is we bend it and bend it into a butterfly. Or if you want to, you can bend it into an actual X off to the side, right? Which kind of looks cool to everybody off to the side. Which I've been playing around with that for a little while. But what I actually ended up doing was sitting there thinking about the X catch. Right? So we're sitting here doing the X catch, and whenever it's on top, or you're in two back grips, right? Then you go into this move, and you can always, just enter back out, go back into X catches, or you can always just enter into this for an X catch, which I thought was kind of cool. You can make all sorts of patterns with this. These are technically linear isolations. So, pretty much any one of the diamond shapes or anything like that, you can actually make with this. Linear isolations in poi are accompanied with lines all across the body, up and down, right? So it's all kind of getting used to where it's bouncing. I recently saw a video of Drex actually do a Zan's Diamond performance. Not really performance, but tutorial on Zan's Diamond with one hand in two poi, which was just phenomenal. I mean, bravo, amazing man. But yeah, you can do all sorts of interesting, cool patterns with linear isolations, especially if you get really good with isolating each individual one. Nunchucks, it's a little bit harder. Normally with poi, when you do linear isolations or anything that incorporates two poi with one hand, you normally have one out the pinky side and one out the pointer side, and that actually gives it to where you can separate your hand into two different categories, right? Where one is here and one is here, and each one controls them individually. You can rotate this one around and rotate this one around, and what it does is it allows you to make different designs and control each individual one by itself. Some of them loop it through here, some of them loop it through there. Personally, I like to grab it here and maybe through there. Just makes it easier. But with nunchucks, it's a little bit harder because it's so short, right? I mean, there's not like a whole lot of give there, not a whole lot of room normally, which means that it gets kind of difficult. But if you do it with just two fingers, you can isolate it, each individual one. Really normally pretty well, right? But yeah, thought it was a cool transfer, thought it was kind of a cool little system. split time butterflies are amazing. You know, same time butterflies, same way. I know that one's the same time, but yeah. I hope everybody's flow is going good today, and maybe I'll see that entered into a couple routines. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for today. I have been training a whole lot, so I'm coming up with new moves nearly every day. But yeah, I'm sure they're not new. I'm sure they're out there, but I'm kind of doing it on my own currently. I want to see my own flow, which I definitely want to see other people's own flows too. That's how we come up with new systems. Learning different moves and how to get in between them is definitely important. The more you learn, the easier the flow becomes, and the more you can just kind of bust it out without even really thinking about it. But yeah, this is a new one, at least on me. You guys enjoy, and hopefully I'll see it in some of the routines.